Welcome to the Know. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Ashley Jenkins.
Oh, crowdfunded video games. You never cease to give us the juiciest bits of game drama.
Thank you.
If you thought crazy excess was only reserved for the AAA gaming industry, think again, kids.
Yep, in one of the saddest and weirdest, but still wrongly hilarious stories we've seen yet, a recent crowdfunded game called Ant Simulator, you know, the one we've all been looking forward to, has just been canceled because its team, Eddy LLC, literally spent all its money on strippers and booze. You heard that right.
There are
strippers and booze.
Heroes. I'm imagining the nerdiest version, of course, of Wolf of Wall Street. Again, they are now our heroes. In the game, which raised nearly $4,500 from just shy of 150 different backers, you play as an ant in first-person mode, exploring the wilderness as one of multiple ant species. While the game did include elements of colony management for your little ant buddies, it unfortunately did not include any money management tools, to the chagrin of the developers.
Although, maybe that was a good thing. It probably wouldn't have been very believable if the other ants kept asking you to spend more money on ant strippers.
Oh, that would be awesome.
How do they even work those poles with all those legs? Lead developer Eric Tarashinsky announced the cancellation of the project via one of the most depressing YouTube videos you will ever see.
And here, because he just sounds so sad.
But, you know, I have to start over now.
In it, he states that his partners Tyler Montz and Devin Staley stole not only the money from the Kickstarter campaign, but also money that Tarashinsky had invested in the company himself.
Shame.
Shame indeed. They used the money on bars, liquor, restaurants, and strippers.
And blow, probably. There was probably blow,
blow,
right? I mean, why
yeah.
stop at strippers and booze?
And different kinds of blows.
The video also claims that since he signed a business agreement with his partners, Tarashinsky can't continue development on his own, apart from the company. If he did, they claimed that they would sue him. They took all his money and then said, no game, we sue. So his only other option is to close up shop and find a new anthill.
It's very sad. Tarashinsky says that he plans to refund the money given by backers and that he's emailed them to get that process started. Hopefully he'll be able to get the buns back from Cinnamon or Stardust or whoever those pesky partners gave that money to.
Dark chocolate.
Yes.
Umberto. Since we don't want to be gender biased,
Of course.
Umberto. All jokes aside, this is a really ugly situation for this developer that unfortunately happens too frequently in crowdfunding campaigns. I'm sure they're not all quite this level of insanity, but it's simply too easy for a team to mismanage the money they received, even when they do have the best intentions. Not saying these guys did, but even when they do.
Yeah, and they had a poor victim here, which is like Tarashinsky got totally shafted. Part of that is because that crowdfunding is still such a new frontier, and everyone's really trying to figure out how to do it successfully. I mean, back in 2012, CNN Money ran a study showing that 84% of Kickstarter projects were eventually delayed or didn't release at all.
Still waiting for Vessel.
Oh.
In a more recent independent study performed by the University of Pennsylvania, it was found that 1 in 10 successfully funded projects completely fail after meeting their goals, with only 13% of those actually getting any kind of refund.
And you don't have to look very far at all for the examples of this out in the wild. Some of the other famous Kickstarter flubs include Code Hero, a game to teach kids how to code in Unity.
That Kickstarter ended in February of 2012 to the tune of $170,000 hit of its requested $100,000 goal. Unfortunately, they ran out of money by October of that year, and the game still has yet to release without a single update since 2013.
Hashtag abandonware. There was also Yogg Ventures, the open-world sandbox game featuring characters developed by Simon and Lewis of the Yogscast. That game ran into money management problems of its own early on when one of its principal developers left after just 2 weeks after being paid $35K, and the team had no way to recoup the money that they paid
That's
him.
a nice salary.
Yeah.
Yogg Ventures raised nearly $570,000 in total and burned through all of it by July 2014. They canceled the game, gave backers a copy of Tug, an open world game produced by friends of the Yogscast, in its place as a Steam Early Access title. Also, no refunds. Ouch. Go figure.
At least you'd think the only crowdfunded projects reserved for complete and total meltdowns are video games.
Nope.
But you would be wrong. There was the comic book artist who raised $50,000 for a number of books and then torched all of the rewards.
That guy's my favorite.
He signed off on the Kickstarter page by stating, "For every message I receive about this book through email, social media, and any other means, I will burn another book."
He sounds happy with his success. While all those might have been the result of smaller, more inexperienced teams, we've seen larger teams with plenty of industry experience run into similar scheduling and management snafus. Most recently, we've had the Mighty Number 9, helmed by Mega Man creator Keiji Inafune, which has, is it Keiji?
KG. Mm-hmm. G.
Helmed by Mega Man creator Keiji Inafune, which has been delayed multiple times. It was supposed to come out in September, then moved to February, and now has the ultra nebulous date of sometime in spring 2016, which at least is coming up.
Eventually, sadly, this list could potentially go on and on. And look at that, we didn't even mention Star Citizen, the most expensive crowdfunded game of all time, which still isn't out yet.
And there we just did.
Your anger in the comments.
And we're not here to bag on crowdfunding games or crowdfunding projects in general. We happen to actually love crowdfunding, as evidenced by a certain movie that is only possible because of amazing new platforms, and more importantly, by people who love what we love. Laser Team in theaters now, like 35 of them.
Go see it. But stories like Ant Simulator and many others do highlight how easy it is to take all that goodwill and all those many, many greenbacks and flip the bird to everybody in epic style with hookers. I mean strippers. They're the same thing.
You don't know. You don't know that they weren't also hookers.
That's good. They could be stripper hookers.
I mean, you gotta broaden your horizons.
Combo pack.
I mean, anyway, that's how I plan to go out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big thing to remember is that when it comes to Kickstarting or Indiegogoing or figging or whatever else you're using to throw money at things that don't exist yet, don't back a project if you're not okay with the project disappearing, because at the end of the day, people that are managing these things might not have the experience with that kind of scope or the ability to resist the siren call of the Ant Simulator lifestyle.
What? So, do stories like Ant Simulator and the like make you nervous about crowdfunding new video games, or do you still Kickstart to your heart's content? How would you mismanage all of your project's money? Be sure to let us know below in strippers in the comments down below.
And for future epic meltdowns in the indie game sphere, and for more updates on anything related to strippers and liquor, like this video and subscribe to The Know. We're experts.
Stripper and booze experts. There's one of each of us here. Well, there you go. The insinuation.
Now you know
that it
which
was
is
me.
which.